Hello, my name is Andrew Nyamayaro. I'm a solicitor at Tann Law Solicitors, and today I'm just going to be answering two questions that I've received throughout the day on email and on WhatsApp in relation to today's presentation. So the questions that I have had so far are about five or six, but if you've got any questions, please put them in your chat, in the chat, and then I'll be able to respond as much as I can. And if I cannot offer a response straight away, then I will chat you back so that I can get your contact details and be able to contact you in due course. So if you have questions in relation to legal matters in the United Kingdom, you can put them in the chat and then I will respond to them. Such matters such as immigration, employment, civil disputes, wills, probate, family, etc. If you've got any questions, put them in the chat and I will be able to respond to them as much as I can. The first question that I have is that my previous employer is refusing to give me my P45. What should I do? So a P45 is issued when an employment has come to an end and the employee is leaving the current employer and either they're leaving to go to another employer or they're just leaving for whatever reason that they are leaving. So if you have tried your best to get your P45 and you have not received the P45 and you are starting a new job with another employer, I would say to you, that's okay, that's fine. You can go and start your new job. When you go to start your new job, the new employer will have to complete an HMRC checklist form. And in the HMRC checklist form, you will have to declare that the job that you're now doing, is it your main job? Is it your second, third, fourth, or fifth job? So you can complete an HMRCE starter checklist form, and that will cover whatever the P45 is supposed to cover. However, there may be so many reasons why the employer has refused to give you the P45, unjustified as it is. Is it that the relationship has broken down? Is it that there is issues between you and the employer? Is it things that you have to consider to take to ACAS or to the employment tribunal, or you just want to give up and you leave? So if there is some issues in relation to employment that you are not happy with, particularly maybe that the employer was ill-treating you, or you've got a cause of action against them in the employment tribunal or in the county court, then you can be able to take up the matter against them. Can I get someone to do legal transactions on my behalf in my home country? This is a question that is being posed by someone who is now in the UK and they want to have someone to represent them in legal transactions in their home country. It is possible to appoint someone to be your attorney through what we call a power of attorney. Say, for example, you want to buy a house or you want to sell a house or you want them to manage your bank account in your home country or to obtain official documents from whichever organization, department, or authority that you want them to obtain those documents for you. What you need to do is to do a power of attorney, and with the power of attorney, that person will be able to represent you in the transactions back home. So we have got a general power of attorney and we've got a special power of attorney. So if you want to limit their powers to a specific transaction or to a specific period, then you give them a special power of attorney. If you give them a general power of attorney, then they can transact whatever transaction that you might have done yourself but they representing you to do those transactions. So a power of attorney can be signed by a commissioner of oath, a solicitor, a police officer, or anyone who is recognized by the law that they can sign a power of attorney. However, in other countries, I've realized that they mainly just accept witnessing of signatures from notary publics. And the main challenge is that in the United Kingdom, there are a few notary publics. Not all solicitors, not all lawyers are notary publics. And it might be difficult for you to get a notary public. So you have to verify with your home country or whoever is requiring the power of attorney whether they can accept a power of attorney that has been witnessed by any person other than a notary public. Okay. Then the other question is from someone who is saying that I've come to the United Kingdom on a visitor's visa. What are my options? So when someone has come to the United Kingdom on a visitor's visa, they have made a promise to the Home Office, to the government, that they are coming on a temporary basis. And within the 6 months, they expect ordinarily to leave the country. So you have proved that you have got intention to return to your home country. You have produced evidence and information, for example, that you are a student or you've got a family in your home country, you have got a business, or you've got employment, etc. Those are the reasons why you have to go back to your home country. And they will expect you to leave within the 6 months. It doesn't matter that the visitor's visa is for 6 months or 2 years, 5 years, or 10 years. If it's for a longer period, then they expect you to spend not more than 6 months in a period of 12 months. So it doesn't necessarily mean that if you have got a visitor's visa for 2 years, then you have to stay all the 2 years in the United Kingdom. No, it's called a mod entry visa. So you have to do 6 months, leave, or do chunks of small periods adding up to 6 months, and then you have to leave the country. So things might happen that whilst you're on your visitor's visa in the United Kingdom, maybe there is reason for you now to have to remain for a longer period in the United Kingdom. They might extend it, but if they do extend it under exceptional circumstances, they don't do it for more than 11 months. So it will be up to 11 months from this. So it will be maybe additional 5 months, if I can put it that way. Maybe it's a medical visitor's visa, or it was a study a study visa, and you want to extend because maybe you're doing a receipt or something like that. If not, say you now have family in the United Kingdom, a spouse, a partner, children, or maybe your health has gone down, then you might consider making a human rights visa. Or if the situation in your country has caused you that you now fear to go back, then you might have to seek protection in the United Kingdom. Then you might have to claim asylum in the United Kingdom. And then you follow the process of asylum or the process of human rights, making the relevant applications. However, if maybe you were in the United Kingdom and you notice some opportunities that you want to follow, then it will be advisable for you to, if once you've identified the opportunities, leave the country, go back to your home country or to a third country, make a relevant application. If you have decided to become a student or to become a worker through the skilled worker or a shortage job list, or you want to invest in the United Kingdom, then under those circumstances, I will advise you to leave the country, make an entry clearance application, and then come back into the United Kingdom and a relevant visa, which will put you on the 5-year route, and you will become settled after 5 years. And if you so wish, you will then become a British citizen after the 6 years. So your options are limited if you come on a visitor's visa, because you have to go back unless if there is any exceptional and compassionate circumstances, if there's any human rights reason, or you now fear for your life and you now seek protection in the United Kingdom. The other question that I have been asked is, do I require parental consent from my spouse or a partner if I'm going to travel with the children from the United Kingdom to a country outside the United Kingdom? Again, that depends on the destination where you are going, and it also depends on the airline that you are using. Some airlines would want to see permission for you to travel with the children, and some countries might want you to have consent or an affidavit from the remaining parent. And if you are a single parent, you need to show that, or to have an affidavit or statutory declaration to show that you're a student, you are a single parent who is staying with the children by yourself. So inquire with the airline and also check the regulations of the country where you are visiting. I know that South Africa once had it as compulsory, and in a bid to stop trafficking of children, there was a backlash for that. But still, some airlines would want to see that permission, or at least a statutory declaration. So check with the country where you are visiting, and also check with the airline that you are using whether or not you require consent from the other parent if they are remaining behind and you're traveling with the children. That takes us in the realm of family law, whereby you might need to get the relevant court applications for you to have the declarations of the court that you have got the parental responsibilities for the child. The other question that I have is that how long does it take me to become a British citizen? Again, there's no one answer to that question. It depends on the way that you entered in the United Kingdom, the type of visa that you have, if you are a person of good character, and if the Home Office has got any reasons why they think that you cannot become a British citizen. We know that if someone came illegally into the United Kingdom, or they a spell of illegal stay in the United Kingdom, then it might take them 10 years before they become eligible to become a British citizen, even if they do, say, 5 years on refugee status and another 5 years on settlement and so forth, or if someone has been on the limited leave to remain, discretionary leave to remain for 2.5 years, for 10 years, and then in the 11th year they become settled, and in the 12th year they will then acquire their British citizenship. And also there is also different routes that I might not comment on now, that might also lead you to become a British citizen. So, on average, I would say it will take you around 6 years, assuming that you enter the country legally. And for the majority of people, it will take you 5 years on the 5 year route, and then 12 months on the indefinite leave to remain. And then you will then have to become a British citizen, subject to you meeting the requirements. Under normal circumstances, for you to become British, you would have done your English test, the Life in the UK test. You've been in the country for 5 or so years, and in the last 12 months, you've been in the country at least the 9 months, 9 out of 12 months in the country, and you need 2 referees, one a British citizen and one a professional who might not be a British citizen. If you have got any questions that you want me to respond to, you can type them in the chat, or you can send them to the WhatsApp number on the screen, and then I'll be able to look at them and respond as much as I can. Let me just double check if there's any questions that have been popped in. None at the moment. So on the issue of being a British citizen, the issue of a good character is quite important. You have to maintain your good character requirement. Otherwise, if you are not a person of good character, then the Home Office will refuse, because it's in their discretion to accept your application to become a British citizen. And if you've got a criminal conviction, then depending on the nature of the criminal conviction, the length of the sentence or custody that you were given, then that will determine the amount of time that you have to become rehabilitated before you become a British citizen. So since I do not have any additional questions for today, I will bring this presentation to an end, and I will be meeting with you again next week on Thursday, 6 p.m. If you've got any requirements that you want legally, contact Tann Law Solicitors, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. I've got a question that has just come in. So how can someone practice in the UK? Can you maybe elaborate what do you mean by how can someone practice in the UK? What sort of job are you referring to? But answering you in general, if a person is a professional outside of the United Kingdom, say they are a nurse or a lawyer, a social worker, you most of the time when you want to practice in the United Kingdom, you'll be expected to undergo some training of some sort, and you need to register with the relevant registration body. Say if you're a social worker, you will need to register with the Social Work England. You will need to do some experience, and you will need to write some exams. Likewise for nurses as well. It used to be called adaptation in the old days. For lawyers, you will need to do the SQE. So check with your regulatory body in the United Kingdom. Most of the time, that information will be on their website, and then you can see how you can be able to practice whichever profession you belong to in the United Kingdom. Thank you.